buttons can you really have on your arcade stick? Some brave souls have answered this question before with their own absolutely diabolical creations, while others decided aesthetics would be their claim to fame. But then you have that lingering thought in your mind: how much is too much? Well, for pro players, that question has caused a huge discussion since the dawn of local scenes and large-scale majors. Does having extra buttons on your stick instantly make you the better player? If everyone's allowed to have them, then why don't they? And the most important question players end up asking themselves is, are those sticks even legal? Well, if you go by the list of rules for events like EVO and the official Capcom Pro Tour, even they aren't at a consensus as to how many physical buttons are allowed. For EVO, there's no listed rule on their page that limits the amount of buttons on a stick that you can have, while something like Capcom Pro Tour lists their limit as 11 total specific action buttons. And the stipulation behind that is that you cannot have the other 3 buttons on your stick linked to a repeating action. So for example, you can't have an extra button on your stick to be another light punch or a heavy kick. However, those extra buttons are allowed to be assigned to any preset that is viewable on the game's controller settings menu. Going to different tournaments and not knowing if your super decked out controller will be disqualified due to these varying rules means that competitive players have to be careful with what buttons are on their sticks. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if there was a stick out there that lets you install additional buttons to the stick and assign them to any of the existing 12 default inputs? Well, that's where the Victrix Pro KO lever list comes in. So you're playing in a tournament where no rules are set in place. Go ahead and take advantage of the ease of access feature this lever list has to quickly install up to 4 extra buttons and assign them to any button on the controller. You travel to another event that actually has restrictions that need to ensure you follow the rules? Not a problem when you can easily use the included tools and remove those additional buttons and place them back in the stick's built-in storage system to ensure that you don't lose anything and you can play with peace of mind. I've been playing a ton of 2XKO lately, especially with its full launch, and I've been finding myself realizing there's a lot of stuff to press in this game. Besides the regular face buttons, you have tag, parry, dash, and even macro buttons that can be assigned for game-specific moves. And so having something like the Victrix at my disposal to give me easier access to additional grab and parry buttons means that my hands don't have to do tricks on it constantly in order to do what I need them at any given time. So be sure to pick up your own Victrix Pro KO lever list on the TikTok shop right now. And once again, thank you to the folks over at Victrix and Turtle Beach for sending me this lever list for review.